For my lightning talk, I read directly from Module 1, Introduction to Multicultural Health, and I took a look at ethnocentricity and relativism. This topic came from section 1.8. After reading, I found that if there's cultural ethnocentricity in a hospital, then there could be ineffective communication and poor health treatment. In my future, I would like to be a nurse, therefore work in a hospital, so I have a small understanding of how extremely important it is to not only respect team workers and patients, but also to respect their cultural beliefs and values. After reading this topic, it made me ask the question, how can healthcare professionals incorporate relativism with respect to culture's varying moral codes? Thinking about this question, I speculated that if doctors, nurses, or any other employees who have direct patient care appreciate and value all cultures, then patient care can be more interactive and efficient. This starts with understanding what the meaning of respect is, and then also being able to respect cultures. So if there's an effective linkage with communication between doctors, nurses, and their patients, then they can provide better care for them. I also speculated that if nurses and doctors can follow the code of just being aware of their own cultural beliefs before they speak with the patient or other people, then they would tend not to show personal bias. So first being aware, and then also just by accepting. So through a nurse's or a doctor's acceptance, a patient can feel extremely empowered during a very chaotic time during their life. And then the third thing that I speculated could help with ethnocentricity in a hospital would just be asking. So encouraging their patients to communicate with them and telling them that nurses and doctors, an extremely important job of theirs is that they are willing to adjust their care based on what that patient believes and values the most, because the nurses or doctor's number one job is to care for their patient in a way that the patient would feel most comfortable. From an accredited website called healthcareinamerica.us, the writer speculated that a lot of interpersonal problems within the healthcare field can be solved with a better look on incorporating many different cultures, which was the topic that I had chosen to talk about. So the writer said that hospitals and clinics are, of course, places where people feel the most comfortable and the most safe. And in order to keep that positive stigma, there can't be doctors or nurses that have bias or have no respect for patients whatsoever. And that does happen. In order to keep positive stigmas about hospitals like that, professionals must strive to cooperate on common issues with their team members in order to show respect towards patients as well. By having awareness and acceptance and asking, nurses can practice, also doctors can practice having more respect for their patients. From another accredited website called leanforward.hms.harvard.edu, in 2012, there was a study done by Virginia Mason, and he launched a training and simulation for healthcare providers to practice respect for different cultures. He created a top 10 list of ways to show respect, and I am going to share that. So the first thing is to listen to understand, keep your promises, be encouraging, connect with others, express gratitude, share information, speak up, walk in their shoes, grow and develop, and be a team player. So through this study and training, Virginia Mason and his co-workers at the hospital that they did this study at increased a lot of respect for cultures. So I think it's extremely important in the future for other healthcare providers to go through training. Even though a lot of these things on that list seem that they're obvious, they aren't to many people. So with all of that being said, it's important for people to know that the trend in healthcare right now is to allow for more liberty in patient care. So the patient's needs and values come first. So by having acceptance and being aware, and by asking, healthcare care providers can have respect for their team members, and in turn have respect for their patients and create better healthcare.